All right, guys, we're jumping into another week of false cognates, which are our false friends. So, words that look like a translation in English, but a totally different meaning for the word. And this week, we are actually focusing on more professional words, so words that you might use at work. And so hopefully these words will help you from slipping up if you're using Spanish at work. Hopefully these words will keep you out of some interesting situations. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. Now, if you remember from last week, we had a few false cognates that we talked about, and they were just kind of some general cognates. But over the next couple weeks, we're going to try and put these a little bit into more categories for you guys. And so today we are specifically talking about some cognates that are used that might be used in the workplace. They can be used in other places as well, but trying to categorize it. So anyways, first they're fake friends. So like we just talked about. Our first word is éxito. So éxito obviously looks like the word exit in Spanish. And something that I've included here compared to last time is I've also included the word that it actually is in Spanish. So salida is actually the word for exit. Éxito means success. So our sentence here is espero que tengas éxito en el viaje. I hope that you have success in the trip or on the trip. Okay, so yes. Definitely don't want to make this mistake. All right. This one's kind of a fun one. Carpeta. Carpeta means folder or binder, but it clearly looks like the word carpet. The word for carpet, though, is alfombra. So how funny would that be to mistake into your boss and say, "Hey, did I instead of using or I guess it would go the other way. So if someone was speaking English and they were wanting to say folder, but instead they said carpet, that would be interesting. Or if you're wanting to say carpet and you want to maybe pick out a color of carpet, but instead you use carpeta, that would be interesting as well. So here is a way that you could use this word. Trajiste la carpeta con la evidencia. Did you bring the folder with the evidence? This one's kind of a funny one. Next one, compromiso. Compromiso looks like compromise, but compromise is acuerdo, which you may recognize from the phrase estoy de acuerdo, meaning I am in agreement, right? And that's what we use for compromise or agreement. The real meaning of compromiso is a commitment. So tengo otro compromiso, entonces no estará. I have another commitment, so I will not be there. Okay. Noticia. These are kind of similar, right? Kind of in a similar vein of, or actually, I'm sorry, it's this one and the next one that are kind of in a similar vein. Noticia is notice. So we say aviso for notice, actually. It looks like notice, but what it really means is news or a piece of news. So tienes buenas noticias. A lot of times you will see noticia is pluralized, just like here. Do you have good news? Last but not least, avisar. So this is the one that's like the previous one. Avisar looks like advise, but we say dar consejos, conjugating dar, of course, as needed, and consejos. Consejos is like advice, right? So advise, the verb, is dar consejos. What avisar really means is to notify. So we would say, te quiero avisar que ya cumplimos el proyecto. I want to advise you that we already completed the project. Okay. All right, guys. So that's it for today. Be sure to join us next week for another fun set of false cognates, just so you don't find yourself in a sticky situation. Nos vemos entonces.